No sex before marriage? So about a couple weeks back, me and a close friends of years were at a party together and things kinda lit it off. We went on a couple dates here and there, and last night I officially asked her to be my girlfriend. She said yes, and we went for a walk around a park and started to talk about what we usually want to see from a relationship, and she told me that she won't have sex until marriage. It was kinda out of nowhere cause she never brought it up until now. I needed a night to sleep on it, but I'm still not sure how I feel. I really like her, but I don't know how I feel about it. In no way am I going to pressure her into doing anything, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that. All she wants to do is make out, and that's it. It's nice, but I'm looking for something more, and because she didn't tell me until after I asked her to be my girlfriend, I now feel like I'm trapped. I don't want to be an asshole and end things abruptly, but I'm at a loss for how to go about this. What can I do? You're not trapped. You're free to leave. Incompatible sexual preferences are a fine reason to end things, even if you don't need a reason at all. Your relationship has lasted 1 day? How TF are you trapped? You two barely started. She's not obligated to sleep with you, and you're not obligated to stay with her. I heard on a podcast once about Dan Savage's price of admission. Basically, it's the price you pay if you're willing to be with a person. You need to weigh up if her not wanting to have sex before marriage is something you think is worth accepting to reap the benefits of a relationship with her. If you don't think you can be willing to pay that price, then the relationship isn't right for you. She has every right to make that decision and feel comfortable enough in her relationship to stick to it if she chooses. You also have a right to make your own choices about how you want your intimate relationships to function. Basically, weigh up the pros and cons and decide if this is something you will be able to get past. If not, don't lead her on, otherwise it will make it harder for both of you in the end. You're not trapped. Nor were you trapped. Part of dating someone is to test to see if you are compatible or not for a more serious relationship. It's the time to talk about future goals and to see if they line up with the other person's. It is completely okay for you to want to have sexual relationships with your partner, just as much as it is completely okay for her to want to wait until marriage. Unfortunately, in this situation, it means you two are simply not compatible. It was kinda out of nowhere cause she never brought it up until now. According to your post, when she told you was right after you asked her to be your girlfriend while you were talking about what was expected from each other in a relationship. This is exactly what this conversation was for. It was an appropriate time for her to say this to you. Do you really expect her to share her sexual needs with people she's not even in a relationship with, where this type of thing would not even matter to that person? She's only going to share this information with people who it would be important to, like her boyfriend right at the start of the relationship. If she had led you on for months and did not say anything about it, giving you time to invest into the relationship, then that would be wrong of her. She upfront gave you a perfectly reasonable and acceptable boundary of hers for your current stage of relationship. It is up to you to decide if this is something you are okay with or not. If it's not okay with you, end the relationship. Why do you feel trapped? Having a girlfriend is about getting to know someone. And if you find out along the way you aren't compatible, you break up. Hey, I gave what you said some thought. And while I respect you not wanting to have sex before marriage, that's not how I'm going to live my life. So it will be better if we find other people. I think you're super great though. She told you at exactly the right time. Both of you said you wanted to move forward, girlfriend, and now you are discussing boundaries. This is much better than kissing, making out, hands, then oops, I forgot to tell you about the no sex before marriage thing. At that point you should feel more trapped. Right now you are into discussion and boundaries at the right time. Discuss your boundaries and hers, and if you are incompatible, break up. BTW. Never try to string along a breakup. It's just bad all around. When you break up, it usually is abrupt. And that won't make you an ass. That occurs if you are needlessly cruel when you do. Good luck. I used to plan on no sex before marriage. Personally, I'd rather be broken up with early on than get invested only to find out it was never going to work. Either stay with her because you can be okay not having sex until marriage, or leave her now because you can't. Either one is completely valid. Just don't lead her on. Ages? You're not trapped. Her timing was pretty reasonable. If having sex before marriage is important to you, and a no-no for her, you're not a good match. Tell her you've realized this and wish her well. If your life views involving things, sex before marriage, don't align with hers, it's absolutely a legitimate reason to not continue a relationship. You shouldn't force her to change, but neither should she do so to you. If you want to wait, go ahead. If you don't, then don't stay with her. Can she guarantee that she will be satisfied with your performance after the wedding? Or you with hers? Plenty of relationships fall apart from that alone. Not saying this will happen, but it does actually happen and therefore is a risk. Also, can she guarantee you that she hasn't had sex already where this isn't a new rule brought on because of a bad previous relationship? The best thing is to end it. You might feel like an asshole, but you really aren't. If you don't want to wait till marriage, you would be doing yourself a disservice to continue this. I don't want to be an asshole and end things abruptly, but I'm at a loss for how to go about this. You're not an asshole. She wants a different relationship than you do. An asshole would stick around and try to grind her down. There is nothing wrong with accepting her decision and deciding that it's not for you. You're not trapped, you're an adult with a voice. I'm sorry, but I don't think we're compatible. Our ideals don't align. She'd prefer you be honest than waste both of your time. You shouldn't be forced to change your beliefs, neither should she. Learn your lesson here. Get to know a person before you ask them out. But more importantly, you don't have to be in this relationship if you don't want to. Any reason is good enough reason to end a relationship. You won't be an asshole. She has every right to not have sex until marriage. Just like you have a right to have sex before marriage. There is no bad person here. Dude, you're not trapped. She told you right away. Did you expect her to tell you before you were dating? Because that would be weird. Just tell her it won't work out. Bro, be the asshole and break it up. It is better than cheating. You really want to build up resentment and anger that she does not deserve. Stop beating around the bush. You clearly do not want to be with her because you are not getting what you want. You think she deserves a guy who feels trapped. Quote. Most people now believe that having sex before marriage is a good idea, as it unearths any sexual incompatibilities the couple may have, e.g., mismatched libidos. If you're one of those people, then there is no future with your new girlfriend. She won't have sex until she gets married, and you won't get married until you have sex. There's no bad guy or asshole here. Like couples that disagree about whether to have children, you two need to break up. Good on you and your new girlfriend for figuring this out sooner rather than later. Pretend for a second you never met this girl and ask yourself if you want to wait until marriage. If the answer is anything but, I want to wait until marriage, you should end this before you both get hurt. That's a fundamental incompatibility, and that's okay. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. Just break it off. I now feel like I'm trapped. I don't want to be an asshole and end things abruptly, but I'm at a loss for how to go about this. What can I do? The only thing you can do is to tell her the truth about what your needs in the GFBF relationship truly are, and that you don't think abstinence is something with which you can deal. Say it in as kindly and gently as possible. Then bid her a fond farewell. In this way, she won't feel pressure to alter her approach to premarital sexual activity. I wish you well.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.